As long as we lived in the shtetl, this is coming right from the middle, you get no introduction. As long as we lived in the shtetl, where every day we were one bad case of vodka away from a pogrom, self-isolation was a mode of survival. Ask Tevye. But then we came to America, and suddenly they weren't beating us for sport. Slowly, over the decades, we began to come out of the mental shtetl we had been locked in and had thrived in for so long. We realized that in this new country, we could become something more than a nomadic tribe. We could run things, own things, build things. The 613 medieval commandments of the Talmud were replaced by a single one, the directive that Philip Roth articulates in American Pastoral. Make something of yourself. You must not come to nothing. And this is the Judaism we were taught. Not the Judaism of tefillin, of Havdalah, of minions and gender division, but the Judaism of fighting our way to the top. We know the Judaism of Stanley Kaplan teaching kids in Brooklyn how to game the SAT, of Louis B. Mayer and Irving Thalberg and Samuel Goldwyn turning Hollywood into what it became, of Madeleine Albright becoming Secretary of State, of Barbara Streisand telling every agent who told her to get a nose job to go fuck himself.
Yeah.
These are our paradigms. There's a transition here. Nostalgia is a slippery thing. If anything, it's a symptom of mission creep. Jews in particular are such creatures of our own past, of the stories we are ordered to tell and retell, that as a people we have become Benjamin's angel of history, blown backwards into the future. The past, a pile of debris rising skyward before us. And surely we have amassed a higher pile than any people on earth. It's not that we have suffered more, only that we have kept better records. And nostalgia, it's worth noting, has a dark side. There is a toxic fetishism for the past in America, a yearning to return to a time before everything got so damn complicated. But America always seems to believe the past was a purer time. This is, of course, bullshit. The past is only purer because we don't know it anywhere near as intimately as we do the present, and purity can't survive intimacy. What saves Jewish nostalgia from historical sclerosis is that no Jew, except maybe for the Hasidim for whom history more or less stopped dead, no Jew would ever utter the words, the good old days. These are the good old days. They are happening right now. So why can't we stop looking backwards? The Yiddish word for nostalgia is Bänkschaft, which essentially means longing. And this is fitting. The specifically, if not uniquely Jewish mode of nostalgia does take the form of longing, but what's strange is that it's a longing for something we were very likely not alive for. And this is what happens when you are scattered across the world for millennia. In order to create a new, durable, modern Judaism, we now find ourselves looking for inspiration, not just to Talmud, to the laws of Moses, but also to the Yiddish theaters and Catskill resorts and socialist newspapers and thick accents and Florida winters that our grandparents and great-grandparents took for granted and that our parents may have spurned, because that was just the lot that history had afforded them. We have klezmer at our weddings. Jewish chefs are opening new farm-to-table delicatessens. And on SNL, Larry David plays Bernie Sanders on his way to Ellis Island. And yet, for all our irreverence, for all our syncretic enthusiasm, we can still tell at a glance what is and isn't Jewish. Judaism may be more open than it used to be, but the words of Lenny Bruce are no less halachically binding than Leviticus. Kool-Aid is Goyish. Evaporated milk is Goyish, even if the Jews invented it. Chocolate is Jewish. Fudge is Goyish. Fruit salad is Jewish. Lime jello is Goyish. Lime soda is very Goyish. The point of the kashrut laws was to force Jews to think about being Jewish as many times per day as possible, to make Judaism an act of renunciation. Modern Jews are learning to do the same thing, but instead of rejecting, we are collecting. We are shoring fragments against our ruin as fast as we can before those fragments disappear. We are creating a canon not based on mystifying laws medieval men argued about, but on our taste. Taste we have cultivated with the same precision we have brought to those laws. Our nostalgia is not ironic, it is deeply serious. We are rewinding the tape on our sins of assimilation. We are rewriting history. And so the things that we recreate, fetishize, they become reliquaries. We invest them with ritual energy. And I ask you, what is our insistence on spending Christmas in a movie theater, then at a Chinese restaurant, if not its own profession of faith? What is the belief in chicken soup being Jewish penicillin, if not faith healing? The articles of our nostalgia get information, as it were. And they create a new liturgy, a new incantation, a new kind of Shema. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, and our God is a single, perfect matzo ball.